And joining us now, we have Frankie Groff, and she is a Cruise One vacation specialist. And I don't think there's anybody who doesn't like to learn a little bit more about a great vacation opportunity. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now go ahead and start by telling us a little bit about Cruise One for any of our viewers who've never heard of it.
All right. Cruise One is a franchise organization. I'm one of over 700 or 800 franchisees around the world. Our headquarters are based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we have a wonderful, wonderful support system. They do marketing for us that we can tap into. We have a great, great website, highcountrycruises.com, that they work with us to tweak to our needs and our clients' needs. And it's something that we've been doing since 2004, so we're starting our 11th year now.
Oh wow, how exciting. Yes. So talk with us a little bit about what you specifically do in helping people find vacations.
What I do is help you get through the noise, if you will, of all the choices that you can have out there. I try to get to know you on such a level that I can put you on the right product at a price that you're comfortable with, and that you know that this is going to be a good value for your vacation dollars, because I think we all feel like we have a right to have a vacation, and
Definitely.
we want it to be the best possible vacation. Even if you do it year after year, you want it to always be the best one that you've been on.
Definitely. So now, I was telling you before the show, my husband and my kids and I, we cruise every year.
Right.
So, but now if we came to you and wanted you to book a cruise for us, you don't do it on just certain cruise lines. You can do it on any of the cruise lines.
I can do it on any of the cruise lines. I have my favorites, but like I said, when I talk to you, I get to know what you're looking for. For instance, you have young children. You said you like Carnival. Carnival's a great ship. But if you are an older couple whose children have grown and you just want to get away, you probably want to go on Celebrity or Azamara Club Cruises or Holland America even. I help find the right niche for you, and that's what I need to do. You know, I just find out what your experience or what you think that experience is going to be for you, and I try to make that happen.
Right, because we've always only cruised with Carnival, so this is good to know that we could come to you and you could kind of help us know which ones we might need to try next.
Right,
so,
because there's so many of these ships, the contemporary lines like Carnival, that have absolutely fabulous children's programs, and each line has a little bit of a different edge. One does SpongeBob SquarePants, is that what it is?
Yes.
You can tell my children are much older.
Yeah.
Another one sponsors, Nickelodeon has space on their ships.
Yes.
If your children are into things like that, they would just love meeting those characters. Of course, there's Disney. You go on Disney cruise lines and you've got all the princesses and the princes and Pluto and all those guys.
Right. That's the next one my kids are wanting to go because they want to see SpongeBob here. They're big fans of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And I think that's Norwegian, I believe.
Well, I know they're Nickelodeon. Is he part of that?
I believe so.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
There's just so many options. Now, booking a cruise can be very overwhelming, so it sounds like you kind of take away some of the stress that comes along with trying to plan something
I like to
this.
think so. A lot of people have a really good idea of where they want to go, and they may even know what ship they want to be on.
Right.
But what I can do is I can sort through the promotions that are going on. For instance, I had somebody call me the other day. They wanted to go on a celebrity cruise in the Mediterranean in June. And they told me right off the top, we're going to go to Vacations to Go and we're going to check out the price. And I said, okay, go ahead, but you know, I'll look too. It won't take me that much time to look and see what I got for you.
Right.
Well, our price was the same as Vacations to Go. They do a little interesting little trick to make it look like you're getting a balcony cabin for $1,550. But they've taken all the taxes out, and by the time they put everything back in, it's the same price that I'm going to offer you.
Right.
But it turns out that Cruise One, because we are the #1 franchise seller of cruises in the world, we've got some clout with some of these cruise lines. We happen to have group space on that particular cruise. I saved them $800.
Wow.
If you're going to go online and look for your own cruises, you're not going to see that promotion.
No, not at all. Now, do you have people calling you and saying that they want a specific boat
Yes.
or cruise line? Is there one that's more popular than another?
Not necessarily. It goes back again to the type of experience you're looking for. If you've got young children, you're going to want to be on a ship that has excellent children's programs.
Right.
Sometimes parents have to drag their children away from these programs just to spend a little time with them. You may have noticed that. Yeah. And then, of course, if you're older and you're more widely traveled and you would like just to be pampered, you might go on something like Regent Seven Seas, where absolutely everything is covered, from your flight to your bar service, if you're into that. Shore excursions, you get butlers.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I'd know what to do with a butler, but you
Me
can
either.
have them.
It would be nice, though, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, I'm sure you can figure it out.
Right. But that's what I do. And one of the reasons that you need to call me is not only to help you get through some of these questions and trying to get back to the basics and sorting through everything, but you know who you're talking to.
Right.
If you're booking online or you call a call center, you're going to get somebody different every time.
Absolutely.
I get somebody different every time, but I can deal with that. You don't have to.
Right. And you know, it's really nice to have a face-to-face kind of thing to where you can really sit down and ask the questions and you feel like you're not being rushed to get to that next person.
Right.
So
Yes. And because I am home-based, I'm not going to ask you to come out to my house.
Right.
I live on the top of a ridge. But I'm always, always happy to come in town and meet you and talk to you specifically. We can even bring the laptop along and we can go through different scenarios and ports and see what you think you're looking for.
Right.
One of my favorite things about cruising is the fact that if the weather's not so great in one port, you're going to be somewhere else the next day, and hopefully the weather will improve.
Right.
But what will be different is the experience, because all of these ports, no matter if you're in Alaska, the Caribbean, Russia and the Baltics, or Mediterranean, Asia, every place you go is going to have its own flavor. And I'm really into the history and the culture of the places I go to as well,
Right.
as well as shopping.
Well,
of course.
absolutely.
Yes, shopping is a big part of cruising because of the duty free, but
Yes.
but if you get out into the culture, you can often get things that are only made there, only found there,
Right.
and that's what I look for.
And we enjoy going to the different and doing some different excursions within the ports because it really gets you out and you actually are able to see the place that you're
Right,
at.
right.
And then you kind of understand, because a lot of these countries are third world
They are.
countries
They
and
are.
stuff. So it makes you appreciate it a little more than just staying right there in the port.
Right.
So do you help with booking excursions too? or-
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can find all that information on our website. We work with a group for shore excursions that not only do they give you smaller groups, but the pricing is going to be a little bit less than the cruise lines. Now, I have come across a couple of clients, once in a while they'll find something on the cruise line site they want to do, but it's not on ours. Sometimes that happens.
Right.
But usually there's always going to be something there, but you can find all of that out. On our website also, we have a wonderful section of whether you've cruised or not. Maybe you've never cruised before. We've got all kinds of frequently asked questions on that. Maybe you want to take a honeymoon cruise. Maybe you want to get married on a cruise ship and bring a small party with you.
Yes, I've seen that happen on every cruise I have ever been on. Someone is
fun
getting
idea.
married.
Yeah. And something else that's really great too is every year we have a conference, a national conference, and every year it's on a different ship. Why don't other companies consider doing the same thing?
Yes,
You know, I know they can bring their spouses along. The ships are really, really great about setting everything up for you. You don't have to rent audio-visual equipment separately. Your meals are already taken care of, so you don't have to worry about food. It's a wonderful way to treat your guests or your employees, if you will. There's all kinds of reasons to cruise. You can, like I said, honeymoon or just a romantic getaway, corporate cruise meetings, incentive cruises, family reunions,
Absolutely.
or girlfriend cruises or bachelor parties. It's all being done.
Works for any occasion.
Yes.
Now, are there any destination spots that are most popular?
Yes, there are. Alaska, obviously, is a huge thing. I get a lot of calls in
Right.
Alaska. Caribbean, and Europe, the Mediterranean specifically. And I know that there's probably, I know there is some concern among people about some of the hot spots that are, places that are having some problems there. Cruise lines will always keep you away from there because your safety is their biggest concern, biggest priority.
Definitely.
So.
Now, when you're thinking about planning a cruise, is there any one thing that you need to decide on first as far as dates or cruise ship or anything like that? Anything you need to for sure decide on?
I think what you need to decide on is when you want to go. And you can plan a cruise 18 months out, 12 months out. Have an idea of when you want to go. Think about the experience you want to have. Do you want to go places where you can snorkel every time you get into port, or scuba dive, thank you. Do you want to go someplace and learn about the history? Maybe Europe is where you want to go for that. Up into the Baltics, into Russia, St. Petersburg is pretty good. Or Norway, maybe what you want to do is explore the fjords of Norway. Yes, and then we don't talk money, because what you want to do is you want to get an idea of what you want.
Right.
And sometimes you can say, oh, I just want to go and sit quietly and read. But maybe that isn't really what you want to do. Maybe what you want to do is read and then go explore.
Right.
You have to make those decisions for yourself. You want to know what kind of accommodations you want. Right. Are you used to staying at the Motel 6, or do you go to the Ritz-Carlton or the Four Seasons? That also makes you, or helps you decide on what kind of a ship you want to be on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And of course you're going to have a budget, and
Right.
we can certainly work in that.
Yeah, and it helps you to decide what kind of stateroom that you want as well.
Very much so, very much so. I pride myself, Ed and I both do, in getting you the best stateroom we possibly can. We are not going to put you over the disco or the casino.
Right.
We try to put you in the middle of the ship and at the lowest level, because some people do get motion sickness. There is no such thing as seasickness. It's motion sickness, because some people can't ride in a car without getting.
Right.
So, but we try to do that. We try to put you, if you want to be near an elevator for mobility reasons, we'll put you near an elevator. Or we may try to keep you kind of close to it, but away from the busiest part of that part of the ship.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like this is the lady to call if you are booking a cruise. Now, how do people get in touch with you?
You call me. I'm at 828-297-1220, but look me up on my website, highcountrycruises.com. You can even book a cruise from there. You don't even have to call me, but I would rather you call me, because that way I know what's going to happen. I know that you've been there, but I would prefer to talk to you and make sure that we're taking care of you.
Absolutely.
But look us up, highcountrycruises.com.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for coming in to talk with us
Thank you
today.
for having me. It was my pleasure.
Absolutely. And we will be back right after these messages with more of the Mountain Television Network.